Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to the Conflict of Nick channel. I'm your host Nick, and it's been a long time since I've actually recorded. It won't be that long between the actual videos because of my uploading schedule, but I'm doing something a bit different today. I've been very busy with assignments and everything, but I figured I'd bring a much requested series to you guys. Um, this is going to be part one of the solo Madagascar series. Now, I did start the series a bit late because this actually is my first real solo game ever, and I didn't want to record and die right away. But it's been pretty interesting so far, so I figured I would start the series here. Um, and there's some big things about to happen, so why not rewind a little bit just to give you guys that small booster to know what exactly is going on. So, I'm the only one. I don't have relations with anybody. I don't have right away with anybody. There's no allies in this match. It's just me. Um, no help coming from anybody. Um, and so it's a pure solo match. And I plan to keep it that way. So, to keep it legit, obviously. So, what's been going on? So, as you guys can see, as Madagascar, I have 5 starting cities. I have a very good situated capital. It's in the center. It's not a coastal city, and it's in the middle of everything, so it's good to defend. It can get bombarded pretty easily, obviously, but that's what we have our navy for. So, around our country, if I do the select here, we have 6 corvettes and 4 frigates. Now, I had the corvettes as my starting ship, and they were really useful, especially in the conflicts that I'll get to in a second. And those are going to be mainly for defense. They're not going to really go anywhere for the rest of this match. In the beginning, they were offensive. That's useful for offensive purposes, but now they really are not. As you can see, we have level 4 frigates, which is really useful actually. They do 8 to aircraft, attack and defense, 4 to missiles, attack and defense, 7 to ships, and 4 to subs, and some damage to infantry and armor. So they've been pretty good, and they were really cheap, and they only need level 2 ports, so they were a really good first option. And as you guys can see, the red circles are the anti-aircraft envelope, and if I go back, I have each frigate covering at least 2 cities. So this one is covering these 2, this one is covering my capital and this one, so this one has 2 frigates covering it. This one is covering this and the capital, so there's 2 frigates guarding the capital, and there's 1 guarding this city and that city. So if somebody uses bombers, at least they're going to get hammered pretty hard, because a lot of people are going for bombers in this match. Now if I scroll over, you guys will notice that my progress is pretty staggering in Africa. We've got 2 victory sites, one in the Congo and one we just conquered very recently, last night in Egypt. And they are bringing us around 3,000 fuel a day, each. And so our fuel production is about 7,100 a day, which is really good. So I haven't really had to upgrade my arms industry in my fuel city. So the war started like this. So if I scroll out, we went to war with Mozambique. The East African Federation went to war as well. Then he didn't like that I was taking cities, so he invaded. Zambia also invaded Mozambique and didn't like what I was doing, but he didn't do very much. He wasn't very active. The East African Federation was the most dangerous target. So Mozambique obviously couldn't defend himself in 3 countries. He fell pretty easily. And I used that combat to help weaken the East African Federation. We'll call it the EAF. And so we had some combat here. I fell back and consolidated my troops in Mozambique's then capital, and he lost a lot of infantry because he sent a lot of infantries, and I had a 7 stack here. It was most of my army, and so they killed a lot overnight, and then we set them to run through all of these cities. Now I did end up losing this city because my corvettes were not produced. My corvette produced, I think, in like an in-game hour after he actually landed, so it couldn't do anything. That was very sad, but I was making sure that I didn't spend gold. I wanted to keep it legit. and as you can see, my gold level is has risen after the Iranian incursion and the French gameplay series. So that was the biggest war at the beginning. I ran through the Congo, I took Zambia, I took advantage of Angola and Namibia's conflict. Botswana was an AI, and then South Africa was actually a really active nation. But he fell relatively easily because, as far as our units go, they're engaging right now. These jets have actually proven to be very good. We have a full wing of 5, and South Africa had only air superiority fighters, and as far as land units, he only had tank destroyers, recons, and infantry, and some tanks. And because his air superiority fighters were patrolling over the ocean somewhere, once we took down his last airfield, they all were shot down instantly, automatically, because if there's no airfield, your aircraft have nowhere to go, right? So they're going to go down. So our Navy completely destroyed his. He might have ships somewhere still, but for the most part, he's not a worry. My country's well defended, so I'm not worried if 1 or 2 ships are still out there somewhere. We are currently working on taking the Republic of the Congo and Cameroon. I'll get to that in a second. And we are taking Ethiopia, we took Sudan, Sudan's playable, and we took Egypt for obvious reasons to get this victory site. Very important, 500 points per victory site, and we will need that to win because we need 3,700 points to win. We're only at 1,906, that will rise. But yeah, and so there are these dead zones. We took one of the strategic routes. We control one of those now, and there's 2 of them in Africa that you can go through. So it's really good that we have control of one of those. Syria did a mean move. He took Port Said from me. Even though I was taking Egypt basically all by myself, he took advantage of what I was doing and took it. But I'm not looking to get in a war with him because he's at war with the bigger coalitions, so that's good. And it looks like Afghanistan is also getting pretty close to Iraq, which is good, but also kind of bad. But anyway, so we are taking Cameroon, and there is a very dangerous foe here. If I go to political view, there's a coalition consisting of Algeria, Morocco, and Mauritania. And I guess they have an ally, Guinea, and Ghana is AFK. Cameroon is at war with Mauritania because Mauritania wants some land, right? And so he was trying to cut me off from this passage. He took some land there, and so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut him off over here, and I'm highlighting the provinces I'm going through, and so this will be the border where I cut him off. And once I take this port city, he won't be able to make landfall unless he goes to war with me. So as far as everything has gotten in this match so far, it hasn't been much of a struggle. We have level 6 infantry, so we have mortars. We've still had our single recon vehicle that we've had from the beginning. We've got some jets, we've got destroyers, and we've got frigates. And we've got, I believe, our naval officer, the skipper, after the Penguin, and that will be one of our important factors. But what I've noticed is that from intel, and you can see I placed agents in one of each city, or one of each country. I've also put 2 counter-op spies at each of my cities, so I should catch anything coming my way. But I've noticed that Mauritania and Guinea are going for max level infantry, and it looks like now I just noticed this guy's probably going for a lot of fighters or gunships. I think gunships because he's an Eastern Doctrine. He's got frigates, he's got MPAs, and he might be going for SAMs. So we're going to have to watch out for that. But mostly what I've noticed is that these guys are pretty much 100% hittable. Like Guinea, I don't think there's a city I can't hit with ships. Mauritania, obviously this one I can't hit. But other than that, I can hit every city apart from cities like Bichar, etc. So there's only a few. So in this Rising Tides game mode, it's very useful to have a large navy, and that's what we're doing. And it's going to be very interesting to see how our navy, our solo navy, holds up. Obviously, before going to war, we're going to try and build up our navy. If we don't have time, let's say if they go to war with us, we will be ready though. We have mortars to counter. We have a stack of 5 frigates moving over to support our destroyers, and we'll have an officer and hopefully more destroyers soon. That's what I'm going to focus on. My army size, as I'm concerned right now, is 43, which is not that impressive, but that will soon grow, hopefully, because our economy, if we're looking at day 24, our economy excels past Afghanistan, the second player. I'm at 31,500 tons, he's at 22.5, so I'm producing way more than my enemies. I've annexed Sanaga, a really safe spot. There were a lot of cities I could have annexed, but I chose to annex this one because of the components and because of its location. And I'm probably going to end up annex New Mombasa, as well as this city, and potentially this one. I'm not sure. I might annex this one because of its location as well. But so that's basically all of what's going on. Research-wise, I am upgrading my ships only. I'm upgrading my frigates to level 5 and my destroyers to level 3, and I plan to get them to level 4 to get the 75 range at least. So it will be able to match my frigates, and I'm probably going to go for a destroyer/frigate combo, as well as my officer in one of the stacks, and obviously I plan to keep these frigates defensive for certain purposes. So guys, this is going to be the part 1 of the solo Madagascar gameplay series. Whether I lose or not, I'll still upload it. It's been very fun and interesting so far, and I'm seriously enjoying doing the solo series. They're very fun, and I've never really felt confident enough to do them before, but now I am, and now I feel like this is one of the things I might want to do for you guys more in the future. So if you guys like this series, if you guys like the video, leave a like, leave a comment saying why you liked it. If you have a question, if you want to say something bad about the video, and also if you don't like the video, you can leave a dislike, say why. If you guys enjoy the series and enjoy the channel, consider subscribing. It helps the algorithm, it helps my channel grow, it shows me that you guys care and enjoy what I'm doing, and it helps me know what to do and what to not do and what to keep doing. So guys, I will catch you in part 2 of the Madagascar solo series, and I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Nick out.